Hello guys, do you find yourself squinting to read text messages on phone, on laptop, or while reading tiny print? Or maybe you used to feel those mysterious headache after a long day on phone, on laptop, or while reading books. You might think it's stress or screen time, but the truth is your eye is actually screaming for help. And right in this video, I'm going to reveal to you 5 clear signs that your eye is requesting for glasses or that your eye really need glasses. And if this is the first time you're watching my video, please don't forget to like my video, make a comment on my video, follow my channel, and as well subscribe to my channel. I'm still that your humble brother and your friend, Stephen Oluwatumininu. What are those clear signs that your eye need glasses? This reminds me of a man that visited the clinic 3 months ago. This man complained of blurring vision, and whenever he looked at distant objects, everything looked fuzzy. Later on, this man now can't recognize the faces of people coming from distance until when they begin to approach or come closer to him. That was when he realized that he actually had problem with his eyes. This man never knew he has been putting much stress on the eye until when he started experiencing persistent headache and eye strain. This was what actually brought him to the clinic. On getting to the clinic, after a series of examination and history taking, I diagnosed him of refractive error. And after refraction was done and he was given glasses, he said a statement. He said, "Now I begin to see things and objects around me as if I begin to view things in a high definition format." Honestly, majority of you people today might be feeling the same thing or might be experiencing the same thing just like this man. The 5 clear signs that your eye need glasses. The first one I shall be talking about is blurring vision or doubled vision. Are you looking at a distant object, or when you look at your environment, everywhere look fuzzy, cloudy, blurring, or doubled? If you feel so, this is an indication that your eye need glasses. And why is it like that? For you to have a clear vision, the focal point of a light must be projected to be right on the retina. And this is the function of the cornea and the lens of the eye. These two structures are the principal refractive media of the eye that partake in refracting any light that comes into the eye. They project the focal point of the light to be right on the retina for there to be clear vision. But in this case, when you look at a distant object and everywhere look cloudy, fuzzy, or blurring, it means that the focal point of the light either falls before the retina or behind the retina, and it's an indication that your eye needs glasses. The second one I shall be talking about is holding an object too far or too close before you can be able to see clearly, and we call this a compensatory mechanism of the eye. If you hold an object too close or too far before you can be able to see clearly, it requires that your eye need glasses, because the normal reading distance is 30 to 32 centimeters, just like a length of a ruler that is holding an object at this distance. Now, for you to have a clear vision, just like I said, the focal point of the light needs to be directly on the retina, not behind the retina and not in front of the retina. And when you begin to hold an object too far or too close, it means the focal point of the light falls before the retina, and you now attempt to compensate it by drawing it too far from you so that the focal point of the light can force on the retina for you to see clearly. And just like I said, we call this a compensatory mechanism, and it's just a reason, or it's just an indication that your eye need glasses. The third one I shall be talking about is eye strain and persistent headache. Do you normally feel persistent headache, or you feel strained after working on a phone or laptop for a while, or while reading, it's an indication that your eye need glasses. It's an indication that you are putting much strain on the eye. Now, when the ciliary muscle of the eye contracts, it usually pulls the suspensory ligament, which also pulls the lens, and the lens become elongated in an attempt to project the focal point of the light to be right on the retina. And when the ciliary muscle relaxes, it releases the suspensory ligament. The lens now become more biconcave in an attempt to project the focal point of the light to be right on the retina when focusing at a near object. So when you now begin to strain before you could be able to see clearly, it means that the ciliary body has been in a contracted state for a long period of time, just in an attempt to project the focal point of the light to be on the retina. And in such doing, you will notice that you begin to feel eye strain and persistent headache, meaning you are putting much strain on the eye. The fourth one I shall be talking about is squinting to see clearly. How do you know you squint to see clearly? If you begin to look at an object and your forehead is now being squeezed, that you squint and your forehead becomes squeezed, is an indication that you are squinting to see clearly. And this happens because you are trying to squint in an attempt to reduce the pupillary size, which will now increase the depth of the focal point, which will now make you to see clearly. So squinting to reduce the pupillary size in an attempt to increase the depth of the focus so that you can see clearly is consistently putting much stress on the eye. And that is why when you squint to see clearly, you are putting an excessive stress on the eye, and it's an indication or clear indication that your eye need glasses. The fifth one is unable or difficulty in seeing clearly at night. Now, for you to see clearly at night, it's a function of the rod, which is a photoreceptor that we use at night or to see in the night or in dim light vision. And when the light is not properly focused on the retina, for the rod to be able to transmit a clear image through the optic nerve to the brain for interpretation will not be effective. And that is why an individual might not be able to see clearly in the night. That is the night blindness. So if you are experiencing any of the signs or the symptoms that I've just explained now, it's an indication that your eye need glasses, and it's a high time for you to visit a nearby clinic for refraction to be done for you and for you to be able to see clearly. If you have actually benefited from my video, please don't forget to subscribe, follow my channel, like my video, and make comment on my video. I'm still that your humble brother and your friend, Stephen Oluwatumininu.